Okay, here we are with another blue-white-red Gifts matchup. This time we're playing against Affinity. We lost the roll, so looks like we're going to be on the draw here. See our opener. This is pretty nice. Hallowed Fountain, Tech Edge. We obviously need to find a red source of some kind. We do have Think Twice though, which makes this hand a lot better. And we've got a nice set of removal if we can actually find that red source. So I think we can run with this. That we happen to be playing against a Affinity deck. Seems though we've got so much removal in our hand, and we managed to find the Arid Mesa, which is nice. So I'm going to crack this. I think we'd find taking one from the Vault's good rather than cracking out the Lightning Bolt, particularly when he has things like Nexus, which are the real things we need to deal with. And we've got the Supreme Verdict, which can wipe the board of any creatures that he's going to play onto the board, which means we can sort of leave these more target removal spells for his lands. So, having said that, I think it's probably right to just kill the Scourge there, seems as though we're don't want to take too much damage in the early going while we build up our mana and so on. And it also probably prompts him to start playing more things onto the board or activating his man lands, which is good for us as well. He plays out an Etch Champion, which normally is pretty bad news. It's obviously not great news, but we're looking to set up a Supreme Verdict, so we're quite happy to see the Etch Champion come out. Opponent then plays double Ravager, emptying his hand, which is about as good as it could get for us. And so we're looking to set up a Supreme Verdict for next turn, and he's just played all his cards out. So we're going to take 3 here, but that seems not so bad when you consider we're about to wipe the board. So he's going to have Inkmoth Nexus active and can hit us for 2, even if he doesn't draw anything, to infect. But that's not the most threatening. Don't like seeing that cranial plating off the top, but I think it's going to be okay, hopefully. We have a lot of answers and a lot of ways to deal with kill off his manlands / creatures. So can be okay with this. He plays another Blinkmoth. He's going to activate Blinkmoth and attack. I'm going to Helix it, and then use my Think Twice. I'm going to keep my Snapcaster back. I could use it to start putting on a bit of pressure, but I think we're better off here to reuse our targeted removal. And we've got Colonnade as well, which put on additional pressure sooner. Actually, Snapcaster Helix here, but I think I should use the Tech Edge. I forgot that he actually only has 3 lands after I kill this land, so that turns off the Tech Edge, which comes back to bite me a little bit later. But either way, getting Snapcaster on the board here is pretty good. Maybe we could have done that last turn, but I think I'm happy with having it here. Good attack. I'm happy with him to trade the Ornithopter, and it doesn't look like he's going to do that. We draw Pyroclasm, which could be good in the future. Hope to get more than just an Ornithopter though, so I'm going to try and sit on this. So he plays Mox Opal, attacks for 4, which is fine. Could have activated Colonnade and traded with the Ornithopter, but I wasn't too happy about that. I think I'd rather keep the Colonnade. We end up drawing another Colonnade, which makes me a lot happier about making some sort of trade. Here opponent activates Inkmoth and goes for it, an attack for 6 poison. This is where I realised that my Tech Edge doesn't work, as you'll see. And I was like, why? And then I realised he only has 3 lands. So that's not great, but as I mentioned, we were kind of planning to trade off with one of his creatures using our Colonnade this turn, and more than happy to get rid of an Inkmoth Nexus. Turns out he has another Inkmoth, which is not ideal, but we draw a Snapcaster, which is pretty good. I think I'm just going to attack here. Could Pyroclasm to get rid of it. Don't mind taking a hit from the Ornithopter, and if he plays the Inkmoth, we can use Snapcaster to get rid of it. If he plays a Steel Overseer here, now I kind of want a Pyroclasm, force him to activate his Inkmoth probably, and we're in a good position to get rid of it. So I like attacking here and then using the Pyroclasm to wipe the board. Opponent draws into an Etch champion, which I'm going to counter, and I think I'm just going to counter draw. I could bounce the cranial plating back into his hand, which would also be reasonably good, I suppose. Also, he's unlikely to be able to replay it this turn. Now I have Snapcaster Cryptic up, I suppose. Yeah, that seems like a better play the more I think about it, but I just went for the draw card here. I also tapped my mana a bit wrong earlier, so I have to fetch a Steam Vent and pay 2 life, but it's not too big a deal. I'm feeling fairly safe on the life front, especially with Helix and Snapcaster Helix potentially. It's giving me a whole of 6 life. I'm fairly happy with this. So he activates the Inkmoth, goes for the cranial plating attack. I'm going to Helix because I can then Helix. And also Snapcaster can potentially get a Cryptic back at this point, if that's what we want to do. Blizzard Vault tries to play Vault Scourge. I've got the Spell Snare for that. Probably would have ended the turn by Snapcaster Helixing, but I can't say for sure. Yeah, I think we feel pretty safe. We've got rid of all his man lands, and can probably deal with anything else that's got coming. I suppose we didn't have to play the Snapcaster, we could have just got aggressive with the Colonnade instead. So yeah, maybe that would have been the better play from that point, but either way, we pretty much had that wrapped up, I think. So on to game 2. Oh, looks like we have to take a mulligan to start with. Can't quite remember what the cards were, and it went a little bit too fast, but never mind. So this is okay. We've got a removal spell in the form of Izzet Charm. It's probably going to be played as a removal spell unless it gets a chance to counter a cranial plating or something like that. Spell Snare's always good. Supreme Verdict seems pretty good too. Nice way to blow him out. So opponent goes Ornithopter into Vedalken Surtark, if that's how you say that. This card's actually quite annoying. I haven't seen it in a lot of decks, but it's kind of annoying, as you'll probably see. Just play an Overseer here. I'm just going to use my Scalding Tarn to get an island, and then use Spell Snare on it. Just getting the island to save me on life. So he's going to tap down my land here, which is a little bit annoying. Means we don't have access to all the things we would like to. Tries to run out of cranial plating though, and that gets a Spell Snare, which is always good for us. I don't know why he didn't tap down the land, I suppose. I feel like tapping down my land and then playing the cranial plating, knowing that I don't have any ability to counter the cranial plating, considering how important it is, seemed like a better play, but I don't know what was going on with him, so I can't say for sure, but sticking this cranial plating seems really crucial in this matchup, and with all these man lands he's got just lying around, it seemed like sticking that would be way better than anything else. Even letting me have Spell Snare up seemed pretty bad. So he taps down my Sulfur Falls, which is again annoying, can't really do anything now, and he's going to get to hit me. But thanks to getting rid of the cranial plating, he's really not got a whole lot going on. You can use the Inkmoth to pump the Inkmoth. I'm going to take 2 Infect, but I'm reasonably happy with where I am. He's going to tap down the Hallowed Fountain now, which means I can actually still use Izzet Charm, which is good for me. It means I'm going to be able to get rid of this Inkmoth Nexus. So use the Charm to shock the Inkmoth, killing it off. I'm going to take 1, but that's not really that big a deal. Taps down the Exile, the Hallowed Fountain with the Surtark, and I'm going to play this Foundry untapped. I'm planning to kill off the Surtark because what I want to do is gifts for Unburial Rites, Elesh Norn, and I'll kill at least 2 creatures, and unless he's running something like Dispatch, we'll probably just win the game. I mean, he's not going to be able to activate his man lands, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot. So I kill off the Surtark, I'm going to pass the turn. He's going to activate both his Blink Moths and get into 3. And I'm going to Gifts on end of turn, Elesh, Norn, and Unburial Rites into our graveyard. And that wipes his board. He also isn't really able to activate these Nexus, or Nexi, I suppose is the plural, anymore, and yeah, he wraps up the game. Doesn't look like he has anything in his deck that can get rid of Elesh, Norn. I suppose like double Galvanic Blast maybe, Dispatch if he's using it. So yeah, landing an Elesh, Norn is really good against his deck. Generally I think Affinity is a pretty good matchup, just like blue-white where red control has a good matchup against Affinity. We kind of fall in that same vein. We've got loads of removal with their creatures, and also the gift package adds something quite nice in Elesh, Norn being just a way to pretty much shut them down if you can get to it. And we have lots of ways to like stall them out until we get to 4 lands, and then they can't really interact with our combo either. So yeah, generally I think Affinity is probably a pretty good matchup.